Hello, hi and welcome to the channel. It's Crunchy. Today I'm in the brand new Assetto Corsa EVO, which was released yesterday, so this should be less than 24 hours if I get this video up on time on YouTube. This is a video of my experience of the first hour of playing Assetto Corsa EVO. This is just as I came across it. The only things I've done so far before starting to press record on this video is I've set up my controller, or at least I think I have. More on that later. I've got a Camus C5. Here's my specs here. My system is, I have an AMD Ryzen 7 7800X3D 8-core processor running at 4.20 GHz. I have got 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM. I have got a NVidia 460 Ti graphics card. Now this is obviously known to be not a very fast throughput card. It does have lots of VRAM, but it's not a very fast throughput card, so you'll have to take all of that into account when watching my video. So you'll see all of the problems or whatever I get with the card, how it looks on my system. First off, I'm just running the graphics as per the recommendations that the game kind of gave me as far as I recall. And we're going to start out off at Mount Panorama, Bathurst in Australia, in the Abarth 695 by Posto, do you say? With a standard trim. The weather is clear. Got custom assists on. I'll go through those as we go through the video. Let's get to this first session then. Couldn't get online like most people, and at this point in time we couldn't pick any of the race cars until the game was patched later yesterday afternoon. So here's my very first look at one of the cars. I'm going to go into the setup to see what's what with the car, see what we can change. I'm going to change the fuel. I was going to change the fuel, but that doesn't seem to be available, so we can only seem to change the tyre compounds on there, which is a bit strange. What else have we got? Might as well just go back and drive. Yeah, this is my driver profile. I have put my details in, but like most things you'll see, it's forgotten what I've input and hasn't remembered it, maybe because the car can't get online. So I'm having a good feel of the steering here and see what it feels like. Now this jerking is me pressing my look left and right buttons, which I had set up on my wheel, which is Camus C5. I also have a look back button, which also doesn't work. So anyway, let's I'm trying to select gears here. I thought I'd set all this up, so let's go back to the settings. Controls. Camus C5 steering wheel. Yeah, so let's press this for paddle gear up and paddle gear down. Hopefully it will remember. Right, let's see if I can change the camera settings again. I'll whiz through this because this took a while. So I'm really trying to set up my look left and right buttons and my look back buttons. So going back now. So here we are. The view buttons still don't work. But I can select the gear. Now this seems to be the default HUD. I'll be looking to change that later if I can. So it looks like we've got tyre information, pressures and heat. My driver profile, which hasn't saved. Obviously got lots of information here, and also it's showing in kilometres an hour. Me being British and all, probably like to think it would be in miles per hour, but it's not essential. So trying to look again, and again the views aren't seem to be working. Mirror resolution isn't great. Looking at it graphically, it looks kind of alright. Now I've got this the V-Sync on, and which is currently locking it to I think my monitor's running at 100 Hz at the moment, but it seems to be locking it at like 50, which must be my monitor refresh rate, I guess, or half my monitor refresh rate, something like this. So as we come around Bathurst, yeah, the steering's good. I've got force feedback. At least it's steering. The basics are working. The pedals are working. My sim pedals, Trustmaster sim pedals are working. I'm not sure about the rotation of the wheel matches what I've got set up in the Camus software, which I've got it set to 450 degrees. I'm not sure if this is 450 degrees because it doesn't feel quite right. They're graphically alright. Frames are goodish. But we will obviously be looking at all of this in due course in the video. So please bear with me. And please don't critique my driving. This isn't about my driving. It's about getting set up on a set of Corsa EVO. But it's doing alright. I'm not crashing. It's responding. The pedals are responding. The wheels responding. So guess some basics are working okay. And pick up some speed downhill on this part, which is the name of which I can't remember. Got it into 5th gear. I think this only has 5 gears. Approaching 200 kilometers an hour now. What are these things capable of? What is 200 kilometers an hour? Is that like 150 mile an hour? 140? So we got up to 220 there as we come through the last but one turn. Oh, see, we've got a turbo there, like underneath the steering wheel on the left, we've got a turbo gauge. So that's nearly my first lap in Assetto Corsa EVO done. Turn 1, brakes applied. Probably could do with tweaking of the response of the brake pedal, because it's taking a lot of effort to brake. Let's go around for a second lap. Yeah, so I've got too much HUD info on there. I've got like 3 things telling me my speed and everything, so I guess you can take those off. Yeah, this is where the wheel rotations doesn't seem to be quite right. So let's just pause and hang on, I'm just going to whiz it forward a bit. So I'm approaching the line once again now, because I've edited that lap out. Now it's recording my time. So let's just pause here and change a few things. Right, let's this is where we can change the FOV. So I'll lower that. Is that too close? Obviously we can change the seat distance as well with the one just above, with the pitch. Apply that. Right, what else we got? Motion. Obviously we can have, I don't know what bonnet factor is, but we can do look with the wheel. So as you turn the wheel left and right, the camera will look left and right for you, which you can change the gamma and the smoothness of. Dash cam factor, movement lock to horizon. Yeah, okay, fine. Wheel and dash. Display, dashboard display in HUD. I suppose we can take that one off there if we wanted to. Right, mirrors. Now this is a good thing. It looks like you can pick which mirrors, center, left or right, and you can change the mirror FOV so you can actually adjust the mirrors from here to get the view that you would like in your mirrors, which is a good touch, I like. Disable mirror off. Right, okay. And triple screen doesn't bother me because I don't have a triple screen. Obviously when we get this all set up and running smoothly and how I like it, if that ever does happen, before the next patches. Then I'll give VR a go as well. Got a VR Quest 3 headset to try out. So we can change this mirror FOV, which I like that one there. That's quite easy to change your mirrors. That's right, other settings. Right, let's look at the video. Right, so I'm on 2K 1440, which is my native. I've got put full screen on. I must have been on borderless, windowless, something or other. So there you can see I've got my stats up there, which went off for some reason. I don't know why. Right, let's have a look at the graphics. We're on some preset. I don't know which one. So we've got upscaling, DLSS, DLLA, anti-aliasing 2 times, textures, level of detail. Let's put that up to ultra. God knows if this will kill it. So when you press the apply button, you will see the screen goes a bit whoop, like solarized a bit, to show, I guess, that it's corresponded with those settings you've just selected. What have we got? Lighting. I mean, you can look down that list yourself and see what you want to see. Volumetrics, lighting volumetrics. See, I don't know which of these things, and I'll have to learn which ones have the biggest frame killing selections and which ones to put on, which my 16GB card can handle easily. I mean, it normally handles most games these days, if not on the most toppermost settings, certainly very high. Right, post-processing, motion blur quality, strength quality. I don't really like motion blur, but I suppose I could put it on a bit. Mirrors, this is where we can change the resolution of the mirrors. Put that on high, and the distance, let's apply that. The screen will go a bit funny. There, optimize rendering. Is that good to have on? And mirrors capture mode, I don't really understand what that is. Capturing what? I don't know. So they've changed some more settings. Let's go back. Controls. Guess what I'm going to try and get up and running? Yes, I'm going to try and get up and running the look left and look right and look behind things. So I'll skip through that. So let's go back. Back in the car. Let's resume and see what difference that makes. Right, here we are. Right, that's me using the buttons to look left and right and back again. Again, still, it's trying. So obviously some of the code's getting through, but it's not happening. Why that is, I don't know. I'll just get rid of that mouse pointer there. So, right. Does the game look better, worse? Does it run better? What are the frames like? Well, the mirrors look better. The draw distance isn't very high. As you can see, things dropping off in the mirrors after about 150 meters or whatever it is. Yeah, still not convinced about this wheel degrees thing. Frames, well, I think obviously the frames aren't as good now because the GPU is working that little bit harder. I must say, I don't have any games these days which stress my CPU out. In fact, most games use very little CPU for me having this AMD chip. And I think this game is probably one of them. Now I think there's a bit of a telltale thing here. You see some birds fly over and they look a bit choppy. There's somewhere around about here. There they are. Yeah, so those birds, you see they're a bit like choppy, showing that the frame rate isn't fantastic at the moment, at least for items like that, things that are flying across the screen. There we go. Start to get a tiny bit of heat into the tyres, maybe, or maybe not. come to the fastest part of the track. But we're at the rev limit, 221, 22, 222. Slowing down here. Final turn. I mean, it's still playable, still looks good. The most impressive thing, if it is an impressive thing, the crowds. They are properly well drawn, they're not animated, which is fine, but they look okay. So, back in the settings. So, DLSS preset, I'll put on quality down from the top one. What else? Anti-aliasing, keep that as it is. Filming, anti-aliasing, I don't really like filmic stuff. But anyway, anisotropic, medium. I could put that up to high, I guess, really. Texture pool size. Now, I think with me having lots of VRAM, I think I'll put that up to ultra. It does its thing there. Right, ambient occlusion, volumetrics, keep those as they are. Shadows, keep medium. I'm not going to touch any experimental sim shadows because I don't know what that would do. Grass density, clouds quality high. Motion blur quality low. Yeah, turn that off. Mirrors mode. Mirrors view distance. Can I think about changing that maybe? Put that on medium. Mirrors resolution down to medium. Optimized rendering, I've turned that off. I don't know if it'll use more CPU or GPU or what, but anyway, so it's recognized all of that. Controls. Guess what I'm going to try and set up? Obviously, if you haven't got a controller or a wheel with lots of buttons on it, you can use a modifier and use one button to modify doubling up or possibly even trebling about that one button would do. As long as you remember to press the modifier, you could use, I don't know, for instance, the A button or the triangle button on your controller, and it would do 3 things because you pressed a modifier, which could be, I don't know, clutch pedal maybe, or just another button. We've tried to fiddle with that and get the knock buttons to work. Where shall we go now? Shall we go to Brands Hatch GP? Let's go to the garage. Or the garage, if you like. Honda S2000 AP1. Right, let's go back. I'm going to choose a Volkswagen Golf 8 GTI Club Sport. Here it is, very nice. RSR Nürburg. So these are the different liveries. Let's choose this nice red one. Dual tone. Oh, love it. So, yeah, nice. So what do? Go back or go back again? Oh yes, the car's chosen. So we've got Brands Hatch GP on a practice. You can say how long you want the practice to be. Practice time multiply. Alright. Weather. Okay, let's scattered clouds. Yeah, that'll do. It's at 10:45 in the morning. Let's start the session. There we are. There's me in my car. See, graphically that looks kind of okay at the moment. I mean, I know the reflections aren't high. The modelling is probably not the highest you can get, but it would do me. Here we are inside the driving seat, or at the driving seat. Accelerator works. Here we go. FOV looks kind of okay, I think. Possibly a bit close, maybe. Obviously, without the turn left and right buttons, looking at the mirrors, you would never know. But obviously, we've got a good rear view mirror, which shows the back of the car as well. So we went going around Druids. Coming up to Surtees, is it? You're in third. One along here. still in KMH, so. And here. The sound is great. I love the sound of this car. Trying to do this in fifth. Not a good idea, but we did it. Probably change down for this one. Here we are, fourth. Yeah, we did it. This one in fourth, maybe third even. So we're getting some wear or something on the outside of the front left. Some heat. So there's tons of information. I say coming down there, the frame rates don't look great. I mean, it's alright, but you know, I think that graphics definitely need optimizing and improving. But it's day one. Hell, it's not even like an hour hasn't even passed since its release yet, while I was making this video. But yes, it seems a bit on the basic side. The car seems nice. As I say, I'm not sure about the wheel setup. I did have to set all my wheel options and everything on my own because it didn't. Although it recognised what kind of wheel I had, there was no preset for it, or at least not one that I found. So I had to set up all the steering, pedal inputs, you know, and as you can see from my problems with setting up the views, they just totally get ignored for some reason. I don't know why. But I'm travelling along, I'm kind of doing okay. I think it might be a case of like, whoop there. It might be a case of totally bringing the settings down to medium to low until you get the frames that you need. It does have a bit of a replay mode. Let's have a quick look at that. So yeah, it looks fine. At the minute, it doesn't look, the way I've got the graphics set up at the minute, you might as well be playing the original Assetto Corsa. It does seem a bit jerky. It goes goes along. And it looks, I mean, it looks slightly better than Assetto Corsa in the details, but performance-wise, you might be better off playing just Assetto Corsa for now, which is a waste of money. But anyway, and speaking of money, I mean, this was under 30 quid, so for me that's not a problem. I'm quite happy to finance the further development of the game if that's what I'm doing. Apparently there is an incoming update. I think when the graphics are optimised, or I've got them optimised well for my system and my rig, can get them looking better, especially the reflections and the light doesn't seem that great. So I don't have it set up perfectly. I don't think Kunos have got the game set up perfectly either, but you know, it's early access. It's 30 quid. It's probably going to take at least a couple of years to get it right from their point of view and how people are happy with it. I understand why people aren't happy that some people can't even get the thing running, so I guess I should class myself as fortunate. So that's about it, guys. I'd be glad if that was helpful to anybody. So that's my first look at Assetto Corsa EVO. So thanks for watching. Bye for now.